How many more times are we gonna do this, like, actually? First, it was the big Chapter 5 roadmap leak, and now it's the supposed Chapter 6 and 7 leak, so that's great. In case you're out of the loop, or you just aren't chronically online Fortnite Twitter like a normal person, let me give you a quick rundown. Basically, a bunch of leakers sort of had a revolt, or like a boycott or something, and started leaking a bunch of information that a bunch of leakers had. There have been leaks that go all the way up to Chapter 7 Mini Season 1. That is bigger than the original roadmap leak that we had back in Chapter 5. I honestly did not see another leak topping that, but here we are. So after all of these leaks came out, it really got me thinking. Leaks truly ruin Fortnite, and I'm going to explain why. Before we get into this, be sure to like and subscribe. If we hit 20k by 2026, I'll get a low taper fade. Also, use code LilSmurf in the Fortnite item shop. That's enough promotion. Let's get into it. So, like I said, all of these leaks that we got basically add up to be as big, if not bigger, than the infamous roadmap leak back in Chapter 5. For those who don't remember, back around halfway through Chapter 5 Season 2, we all of a sudden got a huge roadmap that just leaked that revealed the festival artists, the season's themes, the live events that were supposed to happen, the events, the Lego things, everything got leaked. And we had no idea if any of this stuff was real or if it was just faked. However, there was a lot of evidence that was sort of adding up to it, because as time went on, more and more stuff got revealed that was on the roadmap. Stuff like Billie Eilish, an Apocalypse theme, Karol G, and then the second Marvel season, it was basically confirmed that this stuff was real. Long story short, this was just a huge leak for the Fortnite community, so what could possibly top this? Well, not only the entirety of Chapter 6 being leaked, but a lot of Chapter 7 being leaked too. Season 3 is going to be superhero themed, not any sort of collab season, just Fortnite original superheroes. Season 4 is going to be some sort of bug invasion theme. I don't know exactly what that is, but that was what was given, bug invasion. And honestly, the most suspicious thing on this list, the next collab season being with The Simpsons. We'll get into this later. Basically, it's like the Star Wars season where it's a mini season, but it's themed around The Simpsons. Next, in Chapter 7 Season 1, it's supposed to be a sort of utopia, like futuristic modern city sort of season. I don't know how that's gonna work, but then Chapter 7 Season 2 is going to be Norse mythology themed. And then, Chapter 7 Mini Season 1 is going to be themed around Marvel again, featuring Null and the symbiotes. So yeah, that is a lot of stuff to just be leaked, and there's a lot of stuff in here that's honestly a little bit skeptical. For one thing, all of these leaks seemingly just came out of nowhere and just, yeah, we're leaking all of Fortnite Chapter 6 and some parts of Chapter 7, like that seems like okay. And let me just also say, Simpsons themed? Really? What could possibly happen that would warrant a Simpsons themed season? You know, I'm not against The Simpsons being added to the game. I love The Simpsons. They're awesome. You know, I would be perfectly down to have some skins. But what could possibly be done for a season? That's where I'm really just left scratching my head here. Moving on from The Simpsons, the other stuff that we do know is in Season 3 of Chapter 6, we're also going to be getting a Superman skin for the new movie, and a Fortress of Solitude POI, and a mythic that works similar to like Godzilla, where someone can become Superman for the match. Also, according to this leak, after Fortnite OG reaches Season X, we're going to have some sort of live event, and then we are going to go into a Chapter 2 OG mode, which is interesting to say the least. We're supposedly having 2 live events during Chapter 6, supposedly to end out the Star Wars season and end out the Simpsons season. Somehow. Again, bro, like Simpsons, listen, I am open to any sort of season theme, but like this is one that's really making me raise some eyebrows here. It also seems that we're going to get the return of concerts in Chapter 7. There are no confirmed artists for who is going to be getting a concert, but concerts will be returning in some form. Before I end off this segment, I do want to say that all of this stuff is leaks, and considering that it goes all the way up to midway through 2026, 6, this stuff is easily subject to change. None of this stuff is confirmed in the slightest except for the Season 3 leaks. So don't take my word for it, and don't even take the leakers' word for it, because we still have no clue if this is real. Kind of like the roadmap back in Chapter 5. With that being said, I think I've gone over every single leak that I possibly could, and now I'm going to go over why this is a bad thing. I hated the Chapter 5 roadmap when it leaked, not because of the stuff that was coming, that got me hyped, but because we knew what was coming. Some of the coolest build-ups in Fortnite is when we have no idea what the season theme is going to be. Let me ask you this. Do you guys remember when a meteor appeared in the sky during Season 3, or when Kevin the Cube fell into Loot Lake during Season 4? That was awesome. And we had no idea what was going to come next. Is this going to lead to some storyline stuff? Is this going to be the end of Fortnite? Like the black hole. When the black hole went down, we had no idea if Fortnite was even going to come back after that. But in this day and age, you know damn well the leakers are just going to leak everything and say Fortnite's going to come back on December 2nd, 2022, and then we're going to have this big live event. There's going to be 2 skins for Spider-Verse, and then here's the next season leaks. Everything is being leaked. Whenever Fortnite makes a post or a teaser for something, it's no longer exciting because, again, we've known this so far in advance. Leaks just make it so that nothing's a surprise anymore, and that just ruins Fortnite. And I don't necessarily have a problem with some leaks, like something like, hey, the pump is going to return next season, or something like, hey, a collab is going to happen. We're not going to say how it's going to happen, but like, we are just going to say that this collab is probably going to happen. Instead, you have to leak the whole collab, exactly who's gonna be in the collab, all the pricing of the cosmetics, the in-game content and stuff. Everything is being leaked about it. It's fine if some stuff gets leaked, but when everything gets leaked, that's where I have a problem. I don't know about you guys, but when the roadmap leak happened, every single time that something came to the game, I would be like, cool, but where's the next thing? Yeah, I like this Apocalypse season, but I want the second Marvel season. Yeah, this Marvel season's cool, but I want Chapter 2 OG. You know, it just created a constant cycle of just wanting more. Like I said, I don't think leaks should be completely eradicated from the planet, but when an entire chapter's line of content is being leaked, so we know exactly what's going to happen for the next year, nah, these leaks are a problem for Fortnite. And I mean, obviously this kind of stuff can't really be prevented, you know, leakers are gonna leak, stuff is gonna be left in the files, there's nothing you can really do about it. But Epic Games has more power than you think. I think just simply reaching out to the leakers and saying, hey, you can leak this stuff in the files, but if you leak this stuff, then we're gonna have to take like some legal action. I've seen a lot of people complain saying, why are leakers gatekeeping this kind of stuff? It's because if the leakers did give you a bunch of stuff, you would know exactly everything about next season, and that just ruins the hype for a season. If you know exactly what kind of content is gonna come with zero sort of build up or anything like that, that's when there's a problem. I don't know, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this situation. I've obviously said my stuff, but do you love leaks or do you absolutely hate them like I do? Let me know, I love reading your guys' opinions. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching to the end. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. Once again, if I hit 20k by 2026, I'll get a low taper fade. Also, use code LilSmurf in the Fortnite item shop. That's all I really wanted to say. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Oh, when it all falls down, I'm telling you love, when it all falls down. Oh, when it all falls down, I'm telling you love.